points of discussion: first, introduction; second, the history of the university; third, the contribution of the university; and lastly, the conclusion as well as the references. Introduction. Islamic civilization starts from the 7th century of the Christian era as the Prophet Muhammad SAW was born. After the demise of Prophet Muhammad SAW, Islamic civilization has continued to flourish in the time of his successors, and during the dynasties of Umayyad and Abbasids upheld the banner of the Islamic world. Islam was not opposed to learning from the earlier civilizations and incorporating the science, learning, and culture into its own worldview, as long as they did not oppose the principles of Islam. Their civilization and culture, their religion, their arts and sciences, and their supremacy continued to exercise its hold on the greater portion of the civilized world. The establishment of the Islamic University is undoubtedly one of the outstanding achievements of the Muslim world today that we can all feel proud of. University Al-Qarawiyyin, its history. It located in Fez, Morocco, originally a mosque founded in 859 by Fatima Al-Fihri, who spent the inheritance from her father to create the university for her local area. It's well known for its library, which is one of the oldest libraries in the world. It has a museum which houses a collection of ancient Moroccan artifacts. Today, it is considered the oldest continuously operating degree-granting university in the world by the Guinness Book of World Records. Let's look at some of the contributions made by the University Al-Qarawiyyin. First, Waqaf Institution. The Waqaf Foundation as an institution of charitable work had made a significant contribution to the reconstruction of the Islamic Center. It brought improvement to the life of people, established many healthcare centers, as well as played an active part in the development of scientific levels. It also proved helpful in promoting a culture of doing good and charity. Muslims were urged to adhere to the Islamic teaching of giving charity as a good deed that will continuously be rewarded both during their lifetime and even after death. There were many supporting Waqaf foundations, institutions, madrasah, and mosques in the days of Al-Qarawiyyin. Second, establish a reputable madrasah. Al-Qarawiyyin gained recognition in the scientific field because of their achievement in the integrated enterprise. Example of this institution is Madrasah As-Sabirin. Third, introduce a system of awarding degrees according to different levels in the field of studies, such as religion studies, grammar, and rhetoric. Fourth, the establishment historical library which provides 4,000 valuable manuscripts in various fields of study, including the Quran.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Atira binti Abdul. I am with the master of 2112 So I will continue to present one of the Islamic university that has become impactful to civilization, which is University of Al-Azhar. I will begin by explaining the history of the university and follow with the contributions made to the civilization. Al-Azhar University is the largest international Islamic scientific institution in the world and the third oldest university in the world after Al-Zaituna University and Al-Qarawiyyin University. It is a public university located in Cairo, Egypt that was founded in 970 or 932. History records that Al-Azhar was established in the early days of the Fatimid Kingdom in Egypt as a mosque called Cairo Mosque, which was later named Al-Azhar. It is Egypt's oldest pre-Christian university and is renowned as the most prestigious university for Islamic learning. The field of study that used to be provided in the university was the Quran and Islamic law in detail, along with the logic, grammar, rhetoric, and how to translate the lessons of the week. However, today it has become the chief center of Arabic literature and Islamic learning. The library that was built in the Al-Azhar University was considered the second most significant library in Egypt. During the beginning of the existence of University Al-Azhar, it was not considered as an educational institution but only an official mosque and religious center during the Fatimid era, which is called the Cairo Mosque. However, the Minister Yaqub ibn established places at his own court for scholars and judges. He started his regular classes at Al-Azhar in 980 by reading his own book, which is the Ministerial Language. He appointed a group of scholars to offer their educational classes at Al-Azhar after private regulation. Al-Azhar started its status as a major Islamic study center in the Muslim world which had led to the great development of Al-Azhar itself to be the new center of Islamic learning during the governorship by the Mamluks in 1250. Up to this day, Al-Azhar University has become a center of attention for students who want to further their studies in Islamic learning. Next, I will talk about the contributions of Al-Azhar universities to civilization, especially to the Malaysia. First and foremost, Al-Azhar University has contributed to Malaysia in terms of dissemination of Islamic religious knowledge. Since Malaysia is one of the countries in Asian countries that had a majority of Muslims, the university had greatly influenced the deployment of the religious movement in Malaysia, which was through the producing of great scholars and educators. There were many important figures that had graduated from the University of Al-Azhar and contributed back to the Islamic studies and matters in Malaysia, such as Abdul Hadi Awang, Nur Aziz Rahman, and Muhammad bin Idris Al-Marbawi. These scholars, who had graduated from University Al-Azhar, had become prominent figures in Malaysia. For instance, Abdul Hadi Awang is one of the most influential political figures in Malaysia who had contributed to politics by trying to apply the teachings of Islam. He also published more than 100 books on various aspects of the Aqidah, interpretation of Surah, politics, and Islam. He is currently the president of Islamic Party, which is a political party based on the teachings of Islam. Another prominent figure is Tuan Aziz Rahman, who was active as a religious teacher and better known as Tuan. He had become one of the most respected scholars in Malaysia due to his personality, which is very humble, kind, and knowledgeable in religious matters. After he came back to Malaysia, he became a religious teacher, teaching in adult classes as well as teaching Islam in a mosque in a hut set up by his late father. Tuan Aziz has a good Arabic language ability, thus he has a fairly wide reading of Islamic books, especially in the field of Islamic knowledge such as Tafsir, Al-Quran, Hadith, and Fiqh. Despite being one of the people who used to hold the position of Muslim Secretary, he kept his life humble, which had been respected. He passed away on 12 February 2015 due to illness at the age of 50. Moreover, Al-Azhar also had contributed in the establishment of Islamic religious schools in Malaysia, which was the effort from the graduate student who had studied in the University of Al-Azhar. He used to make sure that Malaysian people would be able to get a proper Islamic studies. Alumni from Al-Azhar University served as Islamic missionaries in Malaysia's mosques and schools, serving both younger and elderly Muslims. For example, Madrasah Al-Iqbal that was founded in Singapore was one Islamic religious study that was established by the alumni of Al-Azhar in order to provide Malay youngsters with more educational possibilities. Still, ulama in the Middle East stated initiative to create contemporary religious schools. For example, in Malaysia, there were few madrasas that were built for the purpose of religious education to Malay people, which was Madrasah Hamidiyah, also known as Maktab Mahmud, and Madrasah Muhammadiyah, which is now known as Mahat Muhammadi. Last but not least, the University of Al-Azhar also contributed to the impact of Arabic on Malay language. Arabic language was important as it is taught in primary and secondary school in Malaysia for the purpose of learning the Holy Quran. Students who have taken Islamic studies programs in any university need to be fluent in Arabic as a requirement to further the studies. There were many loanwords from Arabic that were used in Malay daily conversations such as Sharikat, Al-Quran, Hidayah, and Fa'idah. This illustrates how greatly the Arabic language had an impact on the Malay language. Malaysians might not realize that the words that we have basically used in their daily lives are loaned from the Arabic language. Most of the basics of Malay words are created from the basis of Jari. This illustrates how Arabic is related and impactful to bahasa. To summarize, Al-Azhar University has contributed a lot to the development in the field of education in Malaysia, which helps to strengthen Islamic teaching for Muslims in Malaysia.
My name is Nur Aisha Hussein and my street number is 2116542. So today I would like to continue share the third university in Islamic civilization building that experience in Islamic culture, which is located in Jordan. So the name of this university is Al-Bayt University, and it was situated in the city of Mafraq, Jordan. As you can see in the picture above, that is Al-Bayt University. So for information, the city of Mafraq has a desert climate, which means during the day and in the summer, it can get quite hot and dry, while at night and in winter, it can get relatively cool. Okay, so basically, this university area has combined academic facilities, student housing, and also social services on one site. Besides, this university also provides several academic and non-academic facilities and services to students, including library, sport facilities, financial aids, scholarships, and also administrative services. For your information, this university is rated as one of the top 10 in the kingdom. Okay, so right now, let's see the history of Al-Bayt University. In 1993, this university has been established. During this time, this university is known as academic institution that works to promote the scientific, cultural, and civilized level, as well as keep up with technological advancement that encourage scientific research. So, this university also contributes to serving and building society within the field of Islamic values and instruction. Then, this university was prepared to welcome its first batch of students on October 1st, 1994, after finishing up its infrastructure, hiring faculty members, and defining its course and programs. On March 6, 1995, Crown Prince Hassan was present as Al-Bayt University under the patronage of King Hussein. So, currently, this university has 9 faculties, and each faculty has many departments inside it. So, among the faculty that I've been found in my studies are Faculty of Finance and Business Administration, Faculty of Sharia, Faculty of Law, Faculty of Arts and Humanities, Faculty of Engineering, Faculty of Science, Faculty of Earth and Environmental Sciences, Prince Hussein bin Abdullah Faculty of Information Technology, and last one is Princess Salma Faculty of Nursing. Besides, this university also serves other institutions, for example, Baitul Hikmah, the Institution of Astronomy and Space Sciences, and also Higher Institute of Islamic Studies. So basically, Al-Bayt University offered 35 undergraduate programs, 33 master's degree, and also 2 PhD programs. Alright, so next point, what is the role of the contribution that provide from this university that the experience of Islamic civilizations? So I found 2 contribution from this university, two main. Okay, first one, there are 2 most prominent journals published by the university itself, okay, which are Jordan Journal of Islamic Studies, and the second one is Al-Manarah Journal. So in this journal, okay, I'm focusing on first one, which is Jordan Journal of Islamic Studies. This journal aims to present and analyze the intellectual vision offered by the Kingdom of the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan in the domain of fighting extremism and terrorism, which both pose a threat to the security of countries and societies on Arab and global scale. Okay, and also distort the image of Islam and harm the interests of Muslims. Lastly, this study, this journal is to narrate the history of the phenomena of extremism and terrorism in Jordan or in the Arab region. Alright, the second contribution, the second big or main contribution from this Al-Bayt University, which is this university had produced our notable and well-known person, also Malaysian especially, which are Dr. Mazli Malik and also Dr. Muhammad Zawawi Saleh. So as you can see in the slide, Dr. Mazli Malik is a graduated student from University Al-Bayt in bachelor's degree in the Islamic jurisprudence, and meanwhile the Dr. Nik Muhammad Zawawi Saleh is a graduated student from the same university in Bachelor of Arts in Aqidah and Philosophy. So those influenced people are graduated from Al-Bayt University. So I guess, or I think that is the big contributions that Al-Bayt University have been provided. So I guess that's all from me.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Nadia binti Abdul Latif. My metric number 2112388. So today I would like to present about the history of King Saud University as well as their contribution to the university. So King Saud University, which was the first university established in Saudi Arabia, begins its operation in 1957. The initial purpose behind the foundation of KSU is to address the country's skilled worker shortage. Along the establishment, the university has changed its name for 2 times, where during the early establishment, the university was initially recognized by the name of King Saud University. However, in 1967, the name of the university has changed to University of Riyadh. The university then has used its original name, King Saud University, starting on 1982, following the order of King Khalid bin Abdul Aziz. King Saud University program courses and schools. Among the early colleges that were established by the university are the College of Sciences, the College of Business, or formerly known as the College of Public Administration, and the College of Pharmacy. Royal Degree number 112 has granted King Saud an independent status, where the university operates its function with its own budget. Along with the year past, the university has produced a number of colleges, which are the College of Agriculture, the College of Engineering and Education, the College of Dentistry, and the College of Applied Medical Sciences. Beside the main campus in Riyadh, the university also built another campus located at Abaha, Qasim and Jazan. During the launch of Abaha campus in 1976, the College of Education is established, meanwhile the College of Medicine in 1980. Following the establishment of Qasim branch in 1980, the College of Agriculture, Veterinary Medicine and Economic Administration also been offered at that time. The facility that provided in King Saud University, firstly the campus. The school current main campus was designed by HOK Architects that they are headquartered in St. Louis, Missouri. Besides for the mechanical and electrical system were designed by Siska Hennessy Group in cooperation. Second, the libraries. In total, there are 18 libraries under the governance of King Saud University. King Salman Central Library is located at the main campus of Riyadh that have a 7-floor building. In addition, the library also has many collections of books, manuscripts, government publication, and many others. Third, the King Khalid University Hospital. In 1982, a dedicated university hospital was opened and was named King Khalid University Hospital. There are 850 bed facility with all general and subspecialty medical services. Moreover, It contains a special outpatient building, more than 20 operating rooms, and a fully occupied and staffed laboratory, radiology, and pharmacy service, in addition to all other supporting services. Lastly, the Palm Mosque Jama al-Nakil. The Palm Mosque is the main mosque for the King Saud dynasty. In 1982, Dr. Basil al-Bayati won the first prize in the King Saud competition for build this mosque. The design is incorporated extensively with the motif from the palm trunk as used in the very first mosque of the Prophet in Medina. There are some of King Saud dynasty achievements, which are Riyadh Technovalley, King Abdullah Institute for Nanotechnology, and King Khalid University Hospital, which provide healthcare facility to community. So firstly, the Riyadh Technovalley. King Saud dynasty is developing cooperation with the public and commercial sector in the field of knowledge economic through its contribution to the Riyadh Technovalley. With the creation of the Riyadh Technovalley with King Saud dynasty on the Riyadh campus, King Saud dynasty aimed to participate fully in this plan. The objective for this project are by developing specialized enterprise in research and development, besides discover, attract, and adopt the innovator from within and outside the kingdom. Second, the King Abdullah Institute for Nanotechnology. In 2008, King Saud University (KSU) established King Abdullah Institute for Nanotechnology (KAIN). The mission is to develop a professional research workplace for the field of nanoscience and nanotechnology. Among the awards received by the institute, they won a silver medal in the International Invention and Innovation during the Malaysian Tech Expo in 2012. Besides, one of the researchers from KAIN, Dr. Ibtisam Olayan, won the bronze medal at the Korea International Exhibition of Women Invention for cosmetic facial product called Sunglow, composed of light-emitting silicone nanoparticle in a moisturizer base. This recognition and awards won from other countries show that the effort by the researcher of KAIN on nanotechnology were greatly appreciated. And last, the King Khalid University Hospital, which provide a healthcare facility to community. Under the University Hospital owned by the King Saud University, which widely recognized as King Khalid University Hospital. The hospital has provided health essential service to its community without charging any fees. Thus, with the highly qualified consultant and finance nursing staff possessed by the University Hospital, it has brought greater benefit to community nearby as they can receive good medical treatment for free. Along the establishment of King Saud University, another contribution of King Saud is the university has published numerous educational publications. For instance, the book titled Introduction to Biomedical Equipment Technology. The book is recognized as the premier book used to train biomedical equipment professionals, as well as become the reference for the engineers and technologists who design biomedical equipment. Besides, King Saud University has produced a number of well-known alumni. Among the alumni are Abdul Rahman Ibn Abdul Aziz Al Sudais, as well as the current Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud. These alumni have made their university proud by their great contribution. For instance, Abdul Rahman, or also known as Al Sudais, a Sharia degree holder from King Saud University, was one of the 9 Imams of the Green Mosque, Masjid Al-Haram in Mecca. Meanwhile, Mohammed bin Salman, who obtained a bachelor degree in law studies, currently holds important position at Saudi Arabia. He served as the Prime Minister as well as become the Chairman of the Council of Economic and Development Affairs and Chairman of the Council of Political and Security Affairs.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Kaya Amirah binti Kira Anwar and my metric number is 2114720. I chose Nizamiyah, one of the madrasah in Baghdad, as one of the examples to explain the role of universities in civilizational building based on the experience of Islamic civilization. Before I begin to explain the role or contributions of this university, let us first learn about its history. Based on the dates shown in the slides, we can see that different sources have different ideas about when this building was built. The former source may have been based on the official opening of the madrasah after the building had already been completed. On the other hand, the latter source began their calculation on the basis of the building's construction, not the opening or inauguration of the madrasah. Nizamiyah Madrasah were founded during the Seljuk hegemony, particularly when Nizam al-Mulk became the Seljuk Prime Minister, and the most famous among them was the Nizamiyah Madrasah of Baghdad. The construction of this building took about 2 years. The facilities included not only classrooms, lecture halls and libraries, but also dining rooms, restrooms, laboratories and medical services. Even though this building was built decades ago, it still managed to provide such facilities to the students and lecturers. As a result, it was at the time the most comprehensive madrasah. The madrasah students were boarded and lived in dormitories. They were given living expenses and scholarships in addition to not having to pay anything. The teachers also stayed in government-built houses. Their pay was excellent. The wakaf was provided by the vizier for the administration of the madrasah and other necessities. Next, let us now learn about the outstanding professors at this university. It was a religious college of the Sunni Orthodoxy, where Al-Ghazali, one of the great religious thinkers, taught there for a while. He was appointed by the vizier to professorship in the college in 484 after Hijrah, but then in 489 after Hijrah, he stopped teaching there. He left his professorship for Damascus to search for peace and certainty, then went on Jerusalem and then to Mecca on pilgrimage. According to some sources, he became a Sufi wanderer until he built a house for his students and a khanqah for Sufis in Tus. After a brief stay at Nizamiyah Madrasah in Nishapur, Western Persia. Another professor teaching there was Al-Imam Haramain Al-Juwaini, from whom Al-Ghazali had ever learned while studying at Nishapur's Nizamiyah Madrasah, and theologian Abu Isha Al-Shirazi, who was the madrasah's first professor of law. Knowledge, or the process of attaining knowledge, is what we call education, or the civilization of the human being. On the premise of how civilized, educated people ought to act, we expect they will make well-informed decisions based on experience and knowledge. Although there is very little information, it is believable that there were a lot of subjects taught in the madrasah. Al-Quran and Al-Hadith, commentaries of the Quran, Arabic language and literature were among the subjects that became the foundation of the madrasah's curriculum. Furthermore, under the supervision of the madrasah masters, young men studied the law as it was compiled in law books and fatwas collections, except for Islamic law and theology. It is unclear whether natural sciences and Sufism were taught in this college, nor is it clear how students learned or how professors taught in this madrasah, because medieval Islam's learning attitude encouraged memorization rather than real understanding, passive rather than active learning. It is assumed that students learn the subjects from their teachers primarily through listening, reading, memorization, and a little discussing or debating. Overall, in terms of facilities, professorship, and patronage, the Nizamiyah Madrasah of Baghdad was a state-sponsored college that was traditional but well-conditioned, well-organized, and highly prestigious. As a result, it became the most prominent madrasah in the 6th century of Hijrah. Let us now discuss the role of this university in making a significant contribution to Islamic civilization. The role of Nizamiya Madrasah of Baghdad can be seen from two perspectives. The first is the intellectual perspective, which will be studied through its educational system. The second is that of political perspective, which will be traced through the purposes of the madrasah and the activities in which madrasah was engaged in meeting its goals. Most have been places of Islamic education since the 1st century of Hijrah. Most frequently had large open areas where many people or Muslims could congregate. Muslims learned Islamic teachings in circles guided by the ulama, which is religious teacher. Aside from that, most were places of worship, so they had to be quiet, clean and secure, all of which made for a good learning environment. It is said that Nizamiya Madrasah of Baghdad was a place of advanced learning. The subjects that the students learned were focused on religious sciences like Al-Quran, Al-Hadith, Fiqh, Kalam, Arabic language and literature. It means that the madrasah devoted primarily on Islamic sciences. No more information is known whether secular or natural sciences were also given there. Students in madrasah used to be the jurist consultants, which is the muftis, teachers, the ulama whose Sunni school, or more specifically the Shafi'i, and state administrators of the cities or provinces who replaced the former secretarial class after graduating. As a result, the madrasah only produced bureaucrats rather than original thinkers like its well-known teacher, Al-Ghazali. It is quite true to say that the most celebrated savants in medieval periods were not the products of the madrasah, but of individual teachers who thought informally. However, these characteristics of learning describe the educational system of the madrasah as well as one of its fundamental roles, that is, a place for the transfer of knowledge. The role of Nizamiya Madrasah of Baghdad was also political oriented or political in nature. One of the reasons is that the founding of Nizamiya Madrasah was intended for some purposes. The main purpose was, of course, to produce the learned men who in turn would be the ulama, the muftis and the teachers whose jobs were either in the state or in society. Therefore, the ulama that the madrasah intended to produce were the ulama of the Shafi'i school. Other goals were of broader concern, such as preserving Sunni unity, countering Shi'ism, particularly the revolutionary heterodoxy of Ismailis and intellectual radicalism of preceding period, and producing bureaucracy elites with religious, socio-political perspective. We also need to know and realize that the subjects that have been taught in this university are all linked to the political interests of Baghdad's Nizamiya Madrasah. The existence of theologians like Al-Shirazi, Al-Juwaini was significant. The first reason is that they were great Sunni theologians whose teachings had an impact on their students' attitudes. However, just as a teacher has significant influence on his or her students' minds, attitudes and behavior, so does a madrasah teachers. One of the ulama there, Rahman, 1979, says that the first chief characteristic of learning in medieval Islam was the individual teacher. It means that the teacher himself is more important than the institution, and that the influence of a teacher on his students' minds and attitudes cannot be infallible. The patronized madrasah system was also linked to the political interest. It is said that the madrasah was under the control of its founders or patrons. Nizam al-Mulk and other Seljuk rulers patronized the madrasah, and all policies at Nizamiya Madrasah, like the purposes, the subjects, and the requirement of the teachers, were to some degree under the consideration of the patrons. Because the patrons were Sunnis, the activities of the madrasah were grounded in Sunni tradition. Furthermore, the madrasah was involved in the support and spread of Sunni propaganda, which strengthened the patron's position. Therefore, on the one hand, the founding of the madrasah was intended to preserve and consolidate the unity of the Sunni against their rivals. On the other hand, it was for the support or defense of the position of the Seljuk vizier and the Seljuk rulers in general. In conclusion, respect, mutual understanding and cooperation are the cornerstones of multi-ethnic nations and the fundamental values of the university. They guarantee the free exchange of opinions and promote the cultural enrichment of students and academics through interactions with other civilizations. Universities are among the first social institutions in nearly every country to practice global integration. In a time of supposed clash of civilizations, universities can serve to transform this presumed conflictual paradigm into an appreciation of civilizations both on the national and global platforms. I think that's all from me. Thank you.